The man caught his first fish in his life, and in his excitement he was about to take a photo to show off. However, his hand shook and the fish slipped right into the mouth. What's even more unfortunate was that it got stuck in his throat. Seeing this, his wife quickly called 911. The firefighters arrived. Finding the man collapsed on the ground with his airway blocked by the small fish, the firefighter attempted to administer oxygen with a bag valve mask, but his airway was completely obstructed and there was no air pressure. Watching the man's pulse steadily decreasing, the team quickly devised a plan. A firefighter retrieved a laryngoscope and forcibly opened the man's mouth. Under the observation of the laryngoscope, they soon located the tail of the fish. Then, using a pair of forceps, the firefighter inserted them and successfully extracted the lively fish. One of onlookers witnessing the scene couldn't hold back his nausea. The man quickly recovered from the danger. After this profound lesson, he probably won't take a picture in that way. Bailey poured a huge puddle of glue on the ground, then laid her whole body right on top of it. Everyone gasped at the bizarre move. Two crew members tried pulling her up, but her skin was already fused to the driveway. The producer panicked. Their show was ruined. Turns out just moments before, the bachelor mansion had just welcomed Joey, the hottest celeb of the moment. Women were literally throwing themselves at him, desperate for a shot at romance. Just then a stretch Lincoln pulled up out of nowhere. Out stumbled Bailey, trembling with excitement. She waved her glue bottle at Joey, screeching, "I'm stuck on you, hope you'll be stuck on me too." The crew froze. She wasn't on the guest list. Her cover blown and about to be kicked out. Bailey lost it. "I'm dating Joey today," she yelled. Then she poured the glue on the driveway and threw herself right on it. Staff tugged at her, no luck. Her bare skin had bonded to the driveway. Soon firefighters arrived at the scene. The paramedic took one look and grimaced. Her skin was burning, inflamed from chemical exposure. "What glue is this?" they demanded. Bailey refused to answer. A firefighter sniffed. "Smells like industrial grade stuff. She might be absorbing lethal toxins." Now her back felt on fire. Regret hit hard. Sure, she'd gotten Joey's attention, but was dying worth it? The crew brainstormed. "How do we transport her?" The captain grinned. "We take the driveway with her." Cue jackhammers breaking up concrete. Meanwhile, Chim peeked into the Lincoln. An unconscious woman sat inside. She was the actual invited guest. Drugged and carjacked by Bailey. Back at the glue scene, as firefighters pried up the slab, Bailey's mood flipped instantly.
"I'm gonna have him save the paver, Joey. It's where we met. Come visit me in prison. Slide into my DMs."
It was a scorching hot summer day. Workers at a fast food restaurant were busy watching pressure cookers steaming with heat. A tour guide drove an open-top sightseeing bus, explaining Los Angeles' weather to tourists. Suddenly, a fancy car sped past him. The tour guide decided to race it. A nervous groom was actually driving his wedding car, running away from his wedding. The bride was furious and cursing loudly. A new power company worker was just about to open a steaming manhole. Determined, the tour guide caught up with the fancy car, ready to yell at its driver, but suddenly another car appeared head-on. He instinctively swerved and drove the tour bus down the hillside. At the same moment, the fast food restaurant's pressure cooker exploded near the worker branches, and the manhole cover blew into the air, and flames shot out like giant snakes. The young worker's arm and the manhole cover landed in a nearby swimming pool. Emergency calls flooded in all at once, and the 911 hotline went crazy. Firefighters arrived at the scene and found the tour bus crashed into the roof of a house down the hill. Sergeant Grant arrested the runaway groom for speeding and theft. Then she also put the bride into the patrol car for reporting a fake crime to catch her groom. After rescuing passengers from the tour bus, firefighters quickly rushed to the fast food restaurant, retrieved the severed arm from the pool, and extinguished the manhole fire. Sergeant Grant said the explosion at the restaurant was probably caused by worn cables. Smoke built up underground, and once the manhole was opened, oxygen rushed in and triggered the explosion. After finishing her explanation, she waited until no one was around and eagerly kissed the captain. The family had just moved into their new house. The boy Alex couldn't wait and rushed inside. But at that moment, the surrounding houses suddenly exploded violently. David thought of his son who'd just entered, so he ran toward the house. Yet the very next second, firefighters arrived quickly at the scene, but the area was already filled with smoke. David hurried over to ask for help, saying his son Alex was still inside. Meanwhile, Eddie spotted the boy on the second floor. Captain immediately had Buck set up the ladder and told the team to check for other trapped people. Soon they realized the fire truck didn't carry enough water to put out the blaze, so Bobby rushed to call for backup. By then, Buck had climbed the ladder and was shouting for Alex. The room was thick with smoke, but Alex heard the calls and ran to the window. Buck tried to move closer to rescue him, when suddenly the ladder beneath him snapped. Luckily, Buck grabbed the ladder in time and safely jumped down. Meanwhile, the fire grew even fiercer. Alex tried to leave the room, but was blocked by choking smoke. On the other side, Eddie climbed a pipe to the roof, tied a rope to the chimney, and managed to enter the house. He found Alex unconscious in the bathroom, still breathing thankfully. Then the house exploded again, and flames quickly surrounded them, with smoke thickening. Eddie shoved his oxygen mask onto Alex's face, and updated Captain. The hydrants were damaged from the gas explosions, and couldn't supply water. Backup was still en route. Just as everyone felt helpless, a firefighting plane appeared overhead. Captain immediately told everyone to hide under the trucks, and relayed the news to Eddie. Eddie quickly placed Alex in the bathtub, and shielded him with his own body. As the plane's water deluge poured down, the fire was extinguished almost instantly. Eddie carried Alex out of the house. Seeing the boy safe, everyone finally breathed a sigh of relief. Firefighters responded to a homeless man trapped under a truck. The driver said, "This guy came out of nowhere, there was nothing I could do." The homeless man's name was Shep. Just as firefighters were about to slide Shep out, Gallo suddenly noticed his leg was stuck. They had to lift the truck using airbags and cribbing to rescue Shep safely. As they talked, Shep explained he'd been running from teenagers who always tried to steal his cigarettes. He had nothing else, yet they still took from him. Stella asked Shep where it hurt. He replied, "Just my head." When firefighters realized Shep had no pain in his leg, they feared he could be seriously injured. Soon, through teamwork, Shep was safely rescued. Paramedic Sylvie asked if he could feel his legs, and Shep said yes. Gallo couldn't believe it. "No way," he said. He quickly checked underneath the truck and discovered a grab bar. It had pinned Shep's pant leg, keeping the truck's weight off him. Shep ended up with just minor injuries. He really was one lucky guy. This baby was only 10 minutes old, and nearly choked on his own poop. The parents' eyes were swollen from crying. They said it was their first attempt at a water birth, but something went wrong. The paramedic took the baby and noticed he was barely breathing. According to the midwife, the baby hadn't been underwater long, so drowning was unlikely. It seemed more likely he'd inhaled meconium and was suffocating. The paramedic decided to intubate the baby first. Unfortunately, when squeezing the ventilation bag, Mikami felt resistance in the airway. They realized they needed to suction something out. They quickly got a size 5 French catheter, and turned on the suction machine. The parents watched heartbroken from the side, unable to believe their newborn son was going through this. Thankfully, green sticky fluid was finally suctioned out, confirming the paramedics' suspicion. The baby's airway had been blocked by meconium. After clearing it, the baby started coughing, and then let out a loud, strong cry. Everyone was overjoyed. This sweet little guy was finally safe and back to life. Paramedics were called out. They arrived at a warehouse, and carefully went inside. They saw 2 people, a man and a woman, come out of the elevator naked.
Did someone call an ambulance?
Yeah,
Would you mind putting some clothes on?
we're not ashamed of our bodies.
They said their friend Jared had hurt his arm. They all took the elevator to where the accident happened. There, a man was yelling for help. He was tied up with ropes, stuck in midair, unable to move. Looking at the complicated ropes, Leslie asked them, "How do you usually get him down?" The woman said, "There's a pulley system, but it's broken." By now, the ropes were tied so tight around the trapped man that he was bleeding heavily.
Scott, get your ass over here and lift him. Honey, go to the kitchen and get me a knife. Now.
In the end, they had no choice but to forcefully cut him free. During unloading, due to an operational mistake, a man named Isaac got trapped inside a car. His leg was firmly stuck, and he lost a lot of blood. The car above him could fall at any moment, causing even more serious injuries. The firefighters immediately jumped into action. They needed to secure the car first before rescuing the man. 2 firefighters climbed to the top, attaching chains to the back of the vehicle. Once everything was ready, crews started the fire truck and began pulling the upper car away. When Isaac's car was secure, firefighters quickly began to rescue him. Isaac's condition was very serious. He was nearly unconscious. He said he couldn't feel anything. The firefighters didn't dare waste any time. They quickly got him out of the car and rushed him to the hospital.